Namaskar everyone. I hope you all are doing well and you are ready to understand the examples of famous Indian geographic site that is Dholavira. This lecture will explore how ancient Indian civilizations showcased their understanding of geography and environment through famous sites like Dholavira. These sites not only stand as architectural masterpieces but also embody ancient knowledge about space, alignment, and natural forces. Let's explore. The objective of this lecture is to explore Dholavira as a model of ancient environmental planning, to understand its water management and urban zoning systems, to analyze its adaptation to arid geography and terrain, to assess its relevance to modern sustainable urbanism. Dholavira is one of the most extraordinary archaeological marvels of the Indus Valley civilization. Situated on Khadir Bet Island in the arid expanse of the Rann of Kutch, Gujarat, thriving between 3000 BCE and 1500 BCE, it showcases an advanced understanding of urban planning, resource management, and even environmental adaptation. What sets Dholavira apart from other Harappan sites is its extensive use of locally available stone for construction and its strategic layout, carefully aligned with natural topography. The city's tripartite division into citadel, middle town, and lower town, along with an intricate system of reservoirs, showcases a deep knowledge of hydrology and sustainable living in a semi arid environment. Recognized for its outstanding universal value, Dholavira was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site in 2021, standing as a living classroom for environmental resilience and urban wisdom. Now we will see its geographical context. The environmental setting of Dholavira played a crucial role in shaping its unique urban character. Located in a semi arid region with extreme temperature variations between scorching summers and cool winters, the inhabitants of Dholavira had to adapt indigenously to survive. The site is flanked by two seasonal rivers, Mansar and Manhar, which provided limited but vital water resources during the monsoon. Rainfall was both scarce and highly unpredictable, making water conservation a central focus of life. Adding to the challenge, Dholavira sits on a rocky island surrounded by the vast salt flats of the Rann of Kutch, which further isolated it from perennial freshwater sources. Despite these harsh natural conditions, the people of Dholavira demonstrated remarkable resilience by designing their city in harmony with the terrain and available resources. A lesson that remains deeply relevant for modern urban planners today. Now we will talk about its urban layout. One of the most striking features of Dholavira is its sophisticated urban planning. The city was divided into three distinct zones: the citadel, the middle town, and the lower town, each separated by impressive stone fortifications. This tripartite division suggests a highly organized social structure and functional zoning. Streets were laid out in a meticulous grid pattern, providing clear separation between public and private spaces and ensuring smooth movement across the settlement. Interestingly, the entire city followed a north south orientation, which was not just symbolic but also practical because it allowed for better natural ventilation, keeping homes and public spaces cooler during the extreme summer heat. Dholavira's layout reflects a deep understanding of urban design principles that prioritize order, climate responsiveness, and efficient resource management as well. Now we will talk about the material and construction of Dholavira. The builders of Dholavira made excellent use of locally available materials, displaying a remarkable sensitivity to their environment. Unlike many other Harappan cities that mainly used mud bricks, Dholavira's structures were primarily built with stone, making them more durable against the harsh climate. And to enhance functionality, lime plaster and gypsum were used, especially for waterproofing critical structures like reservoirs and tanks. For interior walls and less exposed areas, sun-dried bricks were used, balancing strength with resource efficiency. Now, an important feature of their construction was the use of raised platforms, which helped prevent waterlogging during the monsoon season. Altogether, the material choice and architectural techniques of Dholavira also highlight an advanced understanding of local geology, climatic challenges, and even sustainable building practices. Now we will see Dholavira's advanced water management. Water management at Dholavira stands out as one of the most remarkable achievements of the ancient engineering. The city featured an elaborate system of more than 16 massive reservoirs strategically placed around the settlement. So these were not simple pits, but carefully designed rock-cut water tanks and stepwells, some of which were monumental in size. And stormwater drains were laid out with precise slope-based designs, allowing rainwater and seasonal stream flows from the Mansar and Manhar rivers to be efficiently captured and directed into the reservoirs. Each drop of rain was carefully harvested, stored, and managed, a necessity in a landscape with erratic rainfall and extreme dryness. The water management practices at Dholavira reveal a highly sophisticated understanding of hydrology and environmental sustainability, a model that remains inspiring even for today's water scarce regions. Now we will see its integration with terrain. The people of Dholavira demonstrated an extraordinary understanding of natural topography, in their water management systems. So instead of imposing structures randomly, they skillfully aligned their reservoirs with existing natural depressions for maximizing water collection with minimal excavation. Now, the natural slopes of the island were intelligently used to direct water through gravitational flow into these reservoirs. To further control the flow of water and prevent erosion, check dams and bunds were built to slow down the runoff, allowing more water to percolate and recharge the ground. In a way, the inhabitants of Dholavira were practicing a form of early hydrological mapping, deeply reading the terrain to manage and conserve one of their most precious resources. Their harmonious blending of natural landforms with human made structures offers a timeless example of sustainable planning rooted in ecological wisdom. Now we will see the storage and distribution system in Dholavira. So water storage at Dholavira was not just about immediate needs, but it reflected careful planning for future dry periods and even long-term domestic use. Each reservoir was equipped with well-designed inlet and outlet systems, allowing water to flow in and out as needed while minimizing wastage and even contaminations. To connect the major tanks and ensure water circulation across different parts of the city, stone channels were laid out, cleverly linking the reservoirs. Now, most importantly, these water structures were not placed randomly, but they were strategically located near habitation zones, ensuring easy and equitable access for all the residents. And this thoughtful integration of water systems into the daily life of the city reflects how Dholavira's planners placed community well being at the heart of urban design, kind of an approach modern cities are still striving to perfect. Now we will see the sanitation and drainage system at Dholavira. The urban planning of Dholavira also showcased advanced sanitation practices, which was ahead of their time. Covered drains ran along the streets to channel wastewater away from the living areas, help them maintain hygiene and prevent contamination. To further improve water quality, soak pits were also used to filter wastewater, a rudimentary but efficient and effective form of grey water recycling. This early method of treating and reusing water reflects a deep understanding of resource conservation and ecological balance. And additionally, Dholavira's planners made sure to segregate drinking water from wastewater systems, ensuring that potable water remained uncontaminated. And this thoughtful approach to water management not only ensured the sustainability of the settlement but also safeguarded the health and well being of its people, with highlighting their awareness of both environmental and public health concerns. Now we will see the environmental sensitivity of Dholavira designs. Now, Dholavira's designs also reflect a sophisticated understanding of climate responsive architecture. The settlement was designed to take full advantage of natural wind flow, using the prevailing winds for cooling purposes, which would have been especially important in the region's extreme heat. The layout caused minimal disturbance to the natural landform, preserving the integrity of the terrain while still accommodating urban needs. Buffer zones and open courtyards were strategically placed within the city, allowing for ventilation and acting as communal spaces for residents to gather and cool down during the hotter parts of the day. And additionally, the orientation of buildings and streets was carefully aligned with the solar movement, which ensured that buildings received optimal exposure to sunlight during the colder months. And it was also shaded during the heat of summer. So, this eco conscious design demonstrates the people of Dholavira's deep understanding of the relationship between architecture, climate, and even comfort. Now we will see the mapping Dholavira concept of mapping Dholavira today. In recent times, GIS and remote sensing technologies have been used to study the layout of ancient cities like Dholavira, which offers new insights into their sophisticated design. And satellite imagery has proven invaluable in revealing the city's hydrological planning, highlighting how the reservoirs and water channels were strategically placed to manage water flow. Now, the terrain analysis confirms that the water catchment designs were specifically tailored to the island's natural features, making the most of the topography to capture and conserve water efficiently. Moreover, archaeological mapping of habitation zone has allowed the researchers to better understand the spatial organization of the settlement, including how the placement of homes and public spaces was likely influenced by water management strategies. These modern technologies are helping us unlock the ancient wisdom embedded in Dholavira's layout, showing how geography and urban planning were harmoniously integrated thousands of years ago. So, what are the lessons for today? Dholavira's urban planning offers timeless lessons in sustainable urbanism, which is deeply rooted in geographic and environmental principles. The city's decentralized water system, designed for a dry and semi arid region, are a prime example of how urban planning can respond to the challenges of climate and terrain. The water management systems were not just centralized structures but were carefully distributed across the landscape, ensuring that all areas had access to water even during the periods of scarcity. Furthermore, the city's layout was highly responsive to its microclimates, such as strategic placement of courtyards for cooling and the use of natural wind flows for ventilation. Now, by integrating traditional wisdom with modern technologies like GIS, we can better understand how ancient civilizations successfully dealt with environmental challenges. And this combination of historical insight and modern tools holds great potential for developing sustainable urban solutions today. Now, when we compare Dholavira's ancient planning to modern smart cities, we see some striking parallels and even valuable lessons. Now, the reservoirs in Dholavira, designed for efficient water storage and distribution, can be compared to today's rainwater harvesting systems, which are integral to modern sustainable urban development. Now, see, both systems are designed to maximize the capture and use of natural water resources, ensuring that cities remain resilient even in times of scarcity. The grid layout of Dholavira, with its clearly defined zones of habitation, water management, and public spaces, echoes modern zoning laws that aim to organize cities for efficiency and livability as well. Now, similarly, Dholavira's use of natural ventilation to cool its buildings provides a stark contrast to the modern reliance on mechanical cooling systems. The ancient city's designs was deeply attuned to the natural environment, prioritizing sustainable, climate responsive architecture, which is something that modern cities can learn from as they face growing environmental challenges. Now, Dholavira stands as a remarkable example of deep environmental knowledge where engineering, geography, and urban planning come together in perfect harmony. The city's water management systems, urban layout, and climate responsive designs showcase an advanced understanding of local geography and environmental dynamics, which ensures that resources were used sustainably. Like Dholavira's planners carefully considered the region's climate, topography, and water availability, demonstrating a holistic approach to urban development that combined practical engineering with a profound respect for nature. And the lessons we can draw from Dholavira today are invaluable, especially as we look to create more sustainable cities in the future. So, by integrating traditional knowledge with modern technology, we can build cities that not only serve the needs of their populations but also remain in balance with the environment, much like Dholavira did thousands of years ago. Now you must think about Dholavira's role in inspiring smart city design today. Thank you.